Imagine me being free, trusting you totally. Finally I can imagine me. I admit it was hard to see you being in love with someone like me, but finally I can imagine me being strong and not letting people break me down. You won't get that joy this time around. Can you imagine me in a world where nobody has to live afraid because of your love? Fears gone away. Can you imagine me? Welcome to your HBCU wrap-up on your spiritual sports segment on a Sunday on CEEJAY where I give you your spiritually twisted sports. I'm CJ. Here we go. College football kicked off over the weekend and the HBCUs had it going on, starting with the SWAC conference as Southern went outside the conference and took on New Mexico and got dominated. 66-21, Arkansas Pine Bluff barely got past Langston. 17-14 as Benjamin Anderson tossed 168 yards and a TD. Mississippi Valley State lost by one measly point, 20-19 to Concordia. Jackson State also went outside the conference and was literally spanked and trounced by Mississippi State 56-9, while Alcorn State battled a tough one against Grambling State and escaped with the 1-point win 22-21 as Arnold Walker scored the go-ahead touchdown with 1 minute and 33 seconds left in the game. Alabama A&M eked out a 1-point win over Tuskegee 7-6 as Dante Mason threw for 170 yards and a TD. And in the annual Labor Day Classic that my bride and I attended in Houston, as a holiday rivalry was renewed between Prairie View and Texas Southern, and the Panthers of Prairie View appeared they would rout the Tigers, but looks can be deceiving as TSU came roaring back with help from Fred Plummer's 142 receiving yards, and it was a back-to-back 4th and 4th affair, and the game went down to the wire as TSU needed a 42-yard game-winning field goal with only seconds remaining to notch the win 41-34. The MEAC Conference had 9 games on tap, including a Sunday special on ESPN. However, I digress, as South Carolina State walloped Georgia State 33-6 as Donald Russell rushed for 120 yards. Hampton lost a barn burner 41-31 to Tennessee Tech. Morgan State got past Sacred Heart 30-27 with 107 rushing yards from Travis Davis. Delaware State beat Virginia Military Institute by a touchdown 17-10 as Nick Elko threw a TD and passed for 156 yards. Howard eked out a 1-point win against the men of Morehouse 30-29 with 132 yards and 2 TDs from Randy Liggins. North Carolina A&T was crushed by Coastal Carolina 29-13, while North Carolina Central power passed Fayetteville State 54-31 as Matt Gogans passed for 223 yards and a TD. Norfolk State shut out and manhandled Virginia State 24-0. Savannah State went totally out of their conference and was totally shut out and totally literally spanked by Oklahoma State 84-0. Ouch. Tennessee State knocked off Florida A&M 17-14 as Michael German was on fire with 263 yards passing, and Travis Ward rushed for 124 yards and a TD. And in the Sunday afternoon MEAC SWAC Challenge in my home city of Orlando, Florida, Alabama State started off fast as they led at 1-21-0, but the mighty Wildcats of Bethune-Cookman came growling back and unleashed 38 unanswered points as Broderick Waters replaced the starting quarterback and threw for 109 yards, ran for 100 yards, and scored 2 TDs total. And Isadora Jackson ran the rock for 132 ground-pounding yards as BCU rallied for the win 38-28. Thanks for tuning in to your Sunday Spiritual Sports updates on CJ Sports, and make sure you give me that follow on Twitter at CJ Sports. And tune in for tomorrow for your Spiritual Sports segment where I sprinkle a little spirituality in your sports. I'm CJ. Be blessed, and remember that God gave you the power, so stir up the gift He's blessed you with.